What myth is still widely circulated as truth? That you have to wait 24h before you can report a missing person. If someone is missing, go get help. If an HIV positive person has sex with another HIV positive person, they don't have to worry about protection. They do, because there are 140 different strains of the HIV/AIDS virus, and getting infected with another strain, especially a potentially deadlier one, could be dangerous. Also, pregnancy is still a very big risk for HIV positive women. If you are considering a sexual relationship, get tested and talk to your doctor about birth control. People in general though the world was flat until Columbus sailed the ocean blue. No, the ancient world figured that out a long time before. People just thought that it wasn't possible to sail across the ocean to Asia because sailors would run out of food by then. While Columbus thought that wasn't case because he thought Asia was bigger than contemporary estimates. He actually thought the diameter of Earth was much smaller than contemporary estimates. 2. He was very wrong. The standard estimates were accurate, but he got lucky. Not even contemporary estimates. Eratosthenes had done a pretty good estimate in the 3rd century BCE. The white on blue roundel in the BMW logo represents the white blades of a propeller against the blue sky, alluding to BMW's history as a manufacturer of aircraft engines. This myth was popularized in BMW's advertising for aircraft engines and perpetuated by the movie Finding Forrester. Close bracket. In truth, the blue and white come from the Bavarian flag, presented as a circular coat of arms in reverse order to avoid a trademark law prohibiting the use of symbols of state sovereignty in a commercial trademark. It was only in later marketing for aircraft engines they overlaid the logo over spinning propellers, as coincidentally it could be taken to look like a propeller against the sky. They made all sorts of engines for land vehicles as well. I was adamantly told by some seniors at work not to drink the water that boiled twice because it cooks the oxygen out of it. What is with seniors and water that's been boiled twice? My grandmother used to say that it would make the water radioactive. I still can't wrap my head around the fact that a woman that had been a chemist her entire working life believed this, though I've heard others who grew up in the Soviet Union, like my grandmother, echo this, so perhaps it's some silly propaganda that stuck. I would love it if it turned out that it started as propaganda to reduce power consumption by the populace. That you can reduce fat from a particular body part. I always laugh at those electric belly jigglers. I got one just to cry and watch my fat jiggle. That shaving makes your beard grow better. When I was a teenager, a lot of people told me that shaving would make my beard grow faster. Well, I didn't want to shave any more than I absolutely had to, so I often went weeks at a time without shaving. It wasn't the best look for me. The idea was that a teenager who'd keep patchy growth on would really want good facial hair. So the whole shave it to make it more prominent was just a clever way for adults to convince teenagers to keep that dirt stash off. Bulls hate red. They are actually colorblind and are reacting to the movement of the cloth and the asshole behind it. You also gotta keep in mind those bulls are poorly treated and usually given some kind of stimulants. Bulls on our ranch are actually quite friendly as long as it's not breeding season. The myth: you can tell if a snake is venomous or not by the shape of its pupil, slit for venomous, round for non-venomous. The truth: pupil shape has absolutely nothing to do with whether or not a snake has venom. And if you're close enough to get a good look at a snake's pupils, you're probably close enough to get bit. The advice: if you cannot, from a safe distance, immediately identify a snake beyond a reasonable doubt. Assume it's dangerous and behave accordingly. Keep your distance. Stay out of its direct path. And keep your eyes on it until one or the other of you leaves the area. Urine neutralizes jellyfish stings. Use Vinegar instead. That stuff will actually save you. At least long enough for an ambulance to arrive. Can confirm that Vinegar helps a lot. Also warm salt water as well. Both helped a lot when I got stung. Gum takes 7 years to digest. No, that's if you eat people. People take 7 years to digest. No. Gum takes 7 people to digest. That Marilyn Manson removed 2 of his ribs to blow himself. I will never understand how this one traveled around the world before widespread use of the internet for stuff like this. Some of the other ones, sure, they were stuff that sounded medical or scientific, were circulated by papers or magazines. But this one somehow circulated in places that may have never even known who Marilyn Manson was. Daddy long legs are actually the most poisonous spiders in the world, but don't have long enough fangs to bite you. Apostrophe. Catherine the Great died after attempting to have sex with a horse. This myth was started by the French, and then they ask why everyone believes Napoleon was a tiny man. Napoleon being small was a myth started by the British. Undercover police have to tell you they are policemen when you ask them. Breaking Bad has a great scene where an undercover cop tricks a guy into selling him drugs using this myth. I thought we were going to hang out. Poor Badger. Scientists don't know how bees fly. Scientists discover bees aren't airplanes or birds. Apostrophe. Bees renamed to bird planes. Apostrophe. That people in the Middle Ages only lived to 40 or something. There was a lot of child dead, thus lowering the average age. Living till 60, 70 years old wasn't strange. It was definitely more common to die early because of lack of medical care. But yeah, it's not like people drop to old age at 40 or 50. The singer Syra is a man. She just popped out her third kid. This is still circulating. Are you possibly thinking of the singer Lorde? I've heard compelling arguments that she's not a New Zealand pop singer, but actually a 45-year male geologist from a small town in Colorado. Knuckle cracking doesn't lead to arthritis. It's just an old wives' tale people use in place of simply telling you it's annoying them. Crack away. That the tongue has different regions for salty, sweet, bitter and sour. Why were we ever taught that? Damn you, Miss Frizzle. Organic crops don't use pesticides or herbicides. Can you expand upon this? Holding B+ down increases your chances of catching a Pokemon. Basically any schoolyard Pokemon rumor. I wasted so many hours scouring the Seafoam Cavern looking for that stupid mist stone. If you beat the Elite Four 13 times in a row without doing anything else in between, a secret door will open up. That you can tell if someone is a virgin by looking at their hymen to see if it is intact. Apostrophe. A lot of people still believe a woman sued McDonald's because her coffee was hot. In reality, the woman had third-degree burns throughout her pelvic area and only asked that her medical bills be paid. It was like only $30K or something, and McDonald's went nope. Here is like $200 bucks. So she sued. They were selling illegally hot coffee without a proper warning. Then, McDonald's spread this lie to keep their good name. Also, the lids on the cups did not seal securely. There already had been a number of burns reported as a result of the lids popping off and spilling boiling hot coffee on people. This point figured prominently in the civil trial against McDonald's. That MSG is very bad for health and anything with it is seen as unhealthy. That washing chicken gets rid of bacteria. No, cooking chicken gets rid of bacteria, given that you do it well. Washing chicken, on the other hand, can contaminate your whole kitchen with salmonella. People wash chicken? Question mark? Question mark? That hot chicks in my area wanna duck. They do, just not you apparently. Shaving hair causes it to grow back longer and thicker. If I remember right, shaved hair looks thicker because the ends are now blunted instead of being tapered. 1. The Bermuda Triangle. Turns out ships and planes disappear at the same rate all over the world's oceans. 2. The mystery of how the pyramids were built. They know how they were built. Ramps, pulleys, ropes and labor. The ocean is scary as duck once you look into it. Rogue waves and such. An old myth claims you can stand an egg on its end during the vernal equinox, when day and night are equal in length. That breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That vaginas get loose the more sex they have. They do not. That violent video games are linked to violent behavior, mass shootings, etc. Remember when Columbine was blamed on Marilyn Manson? I did a whole presentation in school on why this is complete bullshit. Carrots being good for your eyes. It was a myth created in WW2 by the Allies to explain how their pilots got so good at shooting down enemy planes all of a sudden. The real reason was radar technology. A vitamin A deficiency absolutely causes night blindness. However, eating extra vitamin A won't give you superhuman vision. That I peed my pants in 11th grade. It was 12th grade. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you enjoyed watching this video, leave your thoughts in the comments below.